Hey Amanda, happy Tuesday. I just recorded a whole video and it was basically just me rambling about nothing for a whole 4 minutes and I just decided it was all bullshit and decided to record it over. But keep in mind that I've decided to record it over without actually taking the time to think about what I'm going to talk about this time. So with that in mind, thanks for not being too terribly mad that I didn't make you videos to come home to. I last week was kind of novella hell. My first installment, which was the first full draft, which came to about like 60 pages, was due on Wednesday. So leading up to Wednesday was a lot of writing and crying and writing and crying. Wednesday I gave myself a breather, and then Thursday, Friday was catching up on work that I didn't do well, writing and crying, writing and crying. So that has kind of been my life. Now I'm launching back into life here, and unfortunately, I don't really have much to report. I feel like my time clock is ticking. I just realized that it's going to be May soon. As in, like, next time I make your video, it's going to be May, which is a lot to handle. Considering that, like, I'm kind of out of the window for the hope of getting a summer internship, which means I either have to get a job soon or I'm not going to have anything to do until I do that, which is kind of starting a panic because I don't really want to go back to Portland, and ultimately I don't think that I will. I think if anything, I'm going to stay here in Evanston and then work at like a restaurant or something. Julie works at a restaurant and said she might be able to get me a job there, live with her because her roommate is going to need a sublet, and then together we can move to New York in the fall after I've stocked up on some money to hopefully be able to make it without a job for a while. I don't know. Why won't anyone hire me? I don't understand. It's funny because there was just like, if there was one thing I was confident about, like no matter like what questions I had about like how worthwhile the Northwestern experience was, how much I liked it here, et cetera, the one thing that I was confident about is that I was going to be able to get a job out of graduation, and now look at me. I look pretty sad to you, don't I? But I don't know. All that said, it's actually been a pretty easy quarter. My classes are all going fine. I workshop tomorrow, and every time I think about it, I have like a little mini heart attack because I really hate what I'm working on. You may have seen some rather glorious quotes of it on Tumblr. But as a whole, all like 60 pages of this novella are kind of crap. I might send it to you just so you could have a laugh in case you get bored and decide that you want to read it, and you can give me your feedback on it, since I'm going to have to rewrite like the whole thing. So let me know if you want that, and I might send it over so long as you promise not to show it to mom. And then my other classes are kind of a joke. My English class, I don't really know what's going on in that, but we have quizzes, but they're based off of like our daily quizzes that we have that aren't graded. So basically we get all the questions in advance, and then I just had to make like flashcards and memorize them. We don't have to write essays. We only have to write small maps or draw maps. It's like a Renaissance drama class wherein the concentration is like mapping the world. And so we just have to like write or draw maps about the like what the world of the play looks like, taking it out of context of like our modern knowledge. So that's pretty easy. I usually knock that homework out in like a half an hour, and then I'm in my sitcom class, which is like a giant group project, which I'm like so not invested in at all. But I mean, I can't let my class down. Oh God. Okay, remind me that I have to make a video dedicated to ranting about that class. I don't have the energy for it right now because I don't want to ruin my mood, and should probably do it like maybe one day like after I take that class so I could express my frustration. But oh my God, my professors are both so misogynistic, and like the way that they talk, it's just like so clear that Hollywood is still just like such a boys club, which is so frustrating. Like one of the professors is like a huge producer guy in Hollywood, and it's just like, oh dear God, the way that they talk, that you would think that they didn't know women existed or have brain capacity to work. It's a lot, but that's a different rant for another time. God, see what I mean? I just recorded this whole video over, and like there's still nothing about it. I'm sorry. I promise for Thursday I'll gather my thoughts into something coherent, but for now I think I'm gonna go to Starbucks and work on homework. I have this guy who I think might be German, who I have been eyeing a little bit. Like every Tuesday that I go there, he is there as well, and we always like kind of eye each other, some flirty eye contact. And week before last, I ran into him at the Trader Joe's, and finally I was like, I see you everywhere, don't I? And he's like, yeah, yeah. And I was just like, Yeah, I thought so. Not very charming conversation at all. Then he got called away to his register, and I got called away to mine. And when I was checking out and on his way out, he turned around before he reached the door and was like, I'll see you later. And I was like, you probably will. And then the next time I saw him, I had just come from the gym and was weeping quietly in the corner over my novella, like not looking cute at all. So maybe this time I'm going to make my comeback and try and make some small talk with him and make him ask me out or something. I'll keep you updated on that one. Bye.